rolling.
Jay,
Hey,
thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, excited to be here, man. Fired up.
I appreciate it. So, we did that podcast a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't think that's out yet. We did that in Atlanta.
We're keeping it under wraps. We don't want everybody to see it yet.
It was too
right?
exciting.
Yeah, it was way too exciting.
It's too exciting. So we gotta ease it out at some point.
Right.
But yeah, it's so right before we started recording, you were talking about the setter closer model.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start with that? Like, what is the setter closer model?
Sure, yeah. And it's kind of fun because we're doing this kind of collab type situation together. So the setter closer model is ultimately building door knocking teams inside of your company so you have full control over your company. If you control the leads, you have control over the company. If your sales reps have control of the leads, it's hard for you to control revenue and so on and so forth. So we built a setter closer model that I've done since 2019 that I've helped companies scale. Tens of companies, I tell people. Not hundreds yet, but tens of companies. A lot of those companies have exited. And so I think that the negative word right now is scale, right? It's like, hey, I'm helping companies scale. And while I don't want to be that guy, that's what I do, right? I help you scale. I help you scale and control that scale. And the PE companies really like the way we do it because it's all about recruiting, hiring, training, maintaining, and retaining top talent. Our companies don't lose their top talent because their top talent gets to climb and close every day, and they don't have to knock doors and so on and so forth. So yeah, super excited about it. And then we're going to build out all the automations in the back end with ProLine, so we're fired up about that. So
it's very exciting.
Yeah.
That's a huge development since last time we talked.
Yeah.
Because you're working on your setup profile, right?
Yeah.
Got it all ready to go. So how do you envision that getting used by people that are using your model?
Well, see, the setter closer model, it's ever evolving. So like as the companies go through, it's an evergreen model where you can come in at any point in time and we all kind of speak the same language. You watch a series of about 21 videos and we're all kind of on the same path. But then if we're all using the same CRM and we're all doing the same thing and we're all understanding how we do the methods the same and we're all like right there together, I'm not looking for 800 companies. I'm looking for 20 to 25 companies that want to change, grow, and do something different. And, being able to use the same CRM because I'm building all the animations out just like I would in my company. And so having that, it's a plug and play. Literally, all they have to do is just sign up and we drop them into, I guess on your end, you just drop them into my portal that I created. And then we all are, just kind of moving it forward. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
I like it. That's very exciting. And you're still doing the call center as well.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
So
we're kind of limited on how much you can do, I think you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overstretch it. So in the call center world, if you the easy thing to do in call center is to sell. I think we saw that a lot this year, right?
Yeah.
We saw a lot of people that
get in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people that got in trouble. When people come from the solar world to from call center, you can sell to anybody, right? Because as long as the sun hits their roof, you can call someone.
Yeah.
But in our world, if they don't have a storm, there's no reason to call them, right? And if they don't qualify for a roof, I'm not going to call them. So it really shrinks the market down significantly. And last year we had a lack of storms. It was tough. And so there is I guess a ceiling to that. We feel like we've hit that ceiling probably as far as cold calling goes. We got about 125 contractors, really comfortable with those 125, not really looking to scale or grow that too much. We'll take a few more here and there. If you qualify, maybe we'll let you in, type situation. And then we still knock doors. We still go around the country and knock doors. I got teams that go around and knock doors. And then I still do door-to-door training. 2-day door-to-door training is a pretty good bit. So we really have 4 products altogether. So
yeah, no, that's fantastic. Yes, and then the done-for-you door knocking, the call center, the closer setter model.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what was the fourth one?
So the last thing is just I do 2-day door-to-door training.
Oh, that's right.
I've done that for a decade now. Where I go in. We have RoofCon too.
RoofCon too. So
yeah. So I'll physically go into a company. Let's say that they don't want to do the setter closer model, but they want their guys and gals to get better at knocking doors.
Yeah.
I have a non-confrontational approach at the door. And so I teach that and show people how to really, take it to the next level and help to turn the companies, with their door knocking. And usually I go in on a Sunday, I train on Monday and Tuesday, and that's a 2-day type situation. So
yeah,
pretty fun. I enjoy that. That's the way I got to meet a lot of people and get out in the industry. And it's really how I made a name for myself. So
yeah, it's just doing those 2-day on-site.
Yeah.
There's something magical going on-site.
Oh, man.
I want to do more of that. I'd done it in the past. earlier when we were smaller.
Yeah.
And the last time I did one was last year. I did an on-site, like my last on-site, like early last year, and then I as like part of someone's onboarding, and I just like my time's starting to free up, so I want to get back to it because there's something magical just being in the roofing business.
So that's what we got to do. When I build it out with Jonathan, who Jonathan, if y'all don't know, is like one of his right-hand men that's helping me put this thing together. But like when we build it out one time, we need to just pick one of my companies and be like, you and I are going to go in for a couple days.
Surprise them.
And just surprise them. And you help them with like, all right, now we got to put the name with the position and do all the things. And maybe personalize theirs a little bit. And it'd be cool to record that so the other companies could personalize it. And then, I go in and train them and really give them a couple days of just real good training. That might be kind of fun, actually. Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah, I got a couple companies in Atlanta, so I mean, it wouldn't be hard for us to do that at all. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Atlanta would be nice. It's close to home.
Yeah, 100%.
We're definitely trying to do more content in general in the Atlanta area. So finally, there's someone Art right behind me is in Atlanta. So we're gonna probably do some content with him. But we need to do more on site, like in the business content. It's really powerful.
I think probably there's a few more things. Like I'm doing roof camp. Anybody done the roof camp? I did 4 last year. That was a little much for me. I don't really have that. I have help, but it's really kind of put on me a little bit with roof camp.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 2 this year. We're going to do Chicago, and then we'll do Dalton, Georgia. So I think, doing stuff like that, but then doing little one days where it's just maybe a couple hours or a launch in or, something like that. We meet with a distributor. I've got distributors in Atlanta that want me to come in and kind of do like a lunch and learn or whatever else. So it'd be fun if we partner up together and kind of do some of that stuff together. Because that talk you just had up there, that breakout, like,
did you see
everybody?
There?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, everybody, dude, everybody.
Oh no, I did see you. Yeah.
Did you see me? Yeah, I had to dip out a little early, but man, some of that stuff, like, just catching. So at the end of the day, the leads are go through a filter system.
Yeah.
And the smaller your net is, the more you catch, right? At the end of the day, and that's what you're doing is just taking that net that's got the huge holes in it, and you're shrinking those holes to make it even more and more efficient and more effective. And with AI, you can utilize that and do that. And you open my eyes to several different things sitting in there. And as visionaries, that's a good and a dangerous thing at the same time. So I was like sitting there thinking about 7 different things, and I was like, yeah, that's so cool. But that talk needs to be heard by a bunch of people, and so we need to talk about that because that's something that everybody needs to understand. Of like, it's like everybody's like, utilize AI, okay, but like,
how do you?
What does
do
that
it?
mean?
Yeah.
And you literally broke it down to where somebody like me is 45 years old. It's old, and not necessarily tech savvy. I went, oh crap, okay, all right. That's like AJ just completely broke it down and made complete sense of it, So
I appreciate that.
Congrats on that. That was a great talk, man. That was really good.
I appreciate that. That's my first. It's my first breakout.
No way.
Yeah.
So how are, like, as far as going to more of these, like, are you seeing yourself getting more comfortable with these, understanding how to? I think there's a moment whenever you come to these and you think you're going to sell to roofers, and then you actually get here and you figure out this is more about finding collaboration partners.
Yeah, it's a mix for us.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like, we had to get really creative with how we think about ROI on these events because they're so expensive.
They are.
If you're going to be an exhibitor, like for a booth this size, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So, and if we're only looking at how many customers we get out of it, is usually it doesn't work out.
Yeah. You'll like be crying in your pillow if something like that. Yeah.
Like, our best hope is that we can cover the cost.
Yeah.
From like new customer acquisition, but there's a massive value that we found with connecting with our customers.
Yep.
There's a massive value that we found but have struggled to quantify, which is just the brand presence.
Yep.
And then there's a big value with partnerships too. And
yeah.
So it's like, it's the stuff about partnerships is like, you can kind of do that and not have a booth.
Yeah.
It is, so that one is like, it's hard to like equate the cost because you could kind of just do that anyway.
Yeah.
But it's gotta be, you gotta look at it like multiple different angles. So it's not, there are some shows that are just, nuts. But I don't think, I don't know, maybe by tomorrow. I mean, we had a good ROI on RoofCon last year. And we've had a lot of good conversations today. So
I think the word's pretty interesting though, like going around, around the room, and the main, the people that are talking about ProLine is like, way more than last time.
Oh, really?
At an event, yeah.
Just like random.
Yeah, just random people talking about it and stuff. And I might be pushing them a little bit, but I don't know. It's just interesting. It's definitely the ROI. It just never does. It's 100% branding play at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't think you can come here and think you're gonna move, but man, having other people know you, and it's just like me. I do a lot of social media, so I'm always on social media. You guys are always on YouTube doing stuff and whatever else. It's like I walk up to Eric O, and he's like, I'm like, hey, Eric, my name is Jay. And he's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I know who you are.
I was like, no way. I'm like, you know who I am? So it's kind of cool being here with with these people that you've looked up to for a long time and really respect and stuff in the game. So
I totally agree. It's great.
Let's go. I love it. Have you been to Vegas a good bit? Or?
I've been a few times. I've never been just for fun. I've always been for a show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I've been, I think, twice before. It's a crazy place.
Yeah. I enjoy it. We usually stay at the Harris when we go. I've been like 12 times. We enjoy it. It's a place where you can just kind of sort of kick back, and I think if you go to Vegas with the money in your pocket, but you walk around and you start thinking abundance, you can take that back home and start going, all right, like if they can do that, then how can we do this? Because it always seems like Vegas is like a step ahead of everybody. Like technology and the way that they market and the way they're starting to do stuff, and even the music that they play and all the things that are going on. Like if you go look at Vegas as like something that opens a curtain to what next year looks like for us. You know what I mean? As far as the transition goes and everything in business, it's interesting. We started doing that whenever we went, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool, because Vegas just always seems like it's just one step ahead.
All right.
So
that's super interesting.
That was way deep, by the way. That is not a Jay
I love
talk,
that,
by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the deep. Yeah, so for you, it's almost like an inspiration, source of inspiration.
Yeah. It's the same reason I took the jet last year. We took a jet. We took some of our students on a jet plane last year to Austin for me to go speak, and flew it back. And it wasn't for me to like, hey, look at me, I'm in a jet. It's for me to give the abundance mindset to my students and to me, right? Get on a jet, flying it down there, flying it back. I mean, that changes your perspective in life. Like these are the things that are possible if you go get what you need to get out of life, type stuff. So see that a lot here with roofers. It's like they get to a certain level and they believe that they could get to that level, but there wasn't enough abundance mindset that they think they can get to the next level. So growing that belief inside of them, abs, right? Attitude, belief, and skill.
I love it.
So super interesting.
Gotta have the abs.
Gotta have the abs, man. It's so important. I told somebody that, who was I talking to yesterday? I just can't remember who it was. I was drinking, I believe. So, but I was telling them that, and they were like, dude, that is so amazing. So abs virtually is just, when you look at yourself or your employees, or you're judging where you are in the spectrum, you look at is your attitude right? Where's your belief? And then ultimately, to get to the next level, you either had a good attitude to get to the next level, a good belief to get to the next level, or you need to change your skill set and learn a new skill. And a lot of times people focus on the skill way before they focus on the belief. If you don't have the belief, you won't take time to learn the skill, right? And so that's kind of my thing. It's abs, though, because I'm fat. See? Works out. People learn it. They know it now.
They remember it.
People will point and be like, abs. I'm like, yeah, it's me. Bam.
Hey, you want to join 75 Hard? You could have some action.
Oh, I should so do that. But you can't drink, and I'm going to Vegas. It's like it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, no, it's
like, when's the perfect time to do 75 Hard?
There's not. They talk about it because Andy, the guy that invented it. Yeah, he does a podcast, and he's like, there will never be a good time. Just do it now.
Sitting there I'm like February, end of February, March, and that's spring break, and then April comes along, and it's like, April's always a good concert season, so you're going to go have a drink at a concert.
I'm going to a Bad Bunny concert in February, and I'm not going to get to drink.
Is your girlfriend coming up?
Yeah,
nice. Oh, dude, let's go.
So I'm really looking forward to that, but she's absolutely doing 75 Hard as well, so we're both doing it.
See, it's fun doing it together.
It'd be good to do it together.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I don't think I could get Kim to do it. I'm pretty sure I couldn't, but that's cool.
A hard sell.
Dude, it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell for me, and I'm pretty ambitious. I'll go do stuff. I've been in gyms before. You know what I mean?
You know what they look like?
I've seen it. I can smell one right now. I can think about it and smell it. You know what I mean? I've been in it before. So funny. All these jacked up roofers coming around. It's like, ooh, I'm like, yeah, that's just not, I don't know. I've never.
Were you there for my steroids joke in the breakout?
No,
Oh,
that's it. What is it?
I don't know. I don't know how well it landed, but I was like, here's the bad strategy with AI, and then I showed a picture of like a like kind of jacked guy laying on a couch though, like watching TV, and I was like, this is Joe. He decided to start taking steroids, but then he stopped going to the gym.
Oh.
But then I like showed like a super jacked guy, and it was like, this is what, like, if you're gonna take steroids, you need to stay in the gym. And I was comparing it to AI, like, if you're gonna use AI, like, don't stop. Like, don't let go of your team and stop doing all these things at work. You need to focus on just leveraging AI to improve things. The efficiency will come later. That's like the secondary benefit.
Yeah, it's like consistency first, then the actual efficiency comes after.
Yeah, but it's like...
what were the 4 C's?
The 4 C's: cadence, clarity,
okay,
care, and consistency.
That's good.
Yeah, so
and I know you probably don't want to explain it right now, but
no, we can go through it.
Yeah, so I was so intrigued. Yeah, I was so intrigued with because clarity is a big word with me, right? So my coach is Billy Cox out of Dallas, and he always says clarity is power. That's like his line, his one-liner or whatever.
Yeah,
and it resonates because a lot of times when I get in the fog and the weeds, you as an entrepreneur, there's times when we get in the fog and the weeds and we wake up that day and we're like, dang, what are the top 5 things we need to do? It's the noise versus the activity or whatever. I can't remember the book.
Noise versus signal or something like
signal,
that.
yeah, voice versus signal. And it's like, what is that? What is actually the noise? What is the signal? And so on and so forth. And a lot of times it's just sitting down and learning that clarity. Like, okay, let's get real clear on this. And you have to tell yourself to do it. Like, you have to, like, take time to do it.
Right.
So, okay, let's go over the 4 again. What is the...
Cadence.
Okay, and define that just in a short period.
Cadence is the speed and timeliness of your communication. Right. It can be one or the other. So, like, in some cases you need speed, like speed to lead. But in some cases it's about timeliness, like sales follow-up. It needs to be at the right time. Not necessarily the fastest, but at the right time. So speed and timeliness, that's cadence.
So is some of that too like a really bad like go high level automation where it sends messages at 2 a.m.?
Right. It's saying you have to get those. It's saying the wrong time. Like not good control over the timing. So it's like that would be like a bad cadence. It's
right.
It may send it at a good like clip.
Yeah.
But if it's 2 a.m., it's not doing you a favor.
Right.
So, but yeah, cadence is important. Then clarity, and for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Your coach is saying it's about eliminating that confusion. Confusion kills deals.
Sure.
And I think that's what I had up to my slide. Confusion kills deals.
Yeah.
And it's about clarity, and it's not even necessarily about deals. It's just in general. It's like the worst thing you can have as a consumer when you're interacting with a company or a brand is confusion. Confusion just makes you just freeze. Yeah. So like as on the consumer side, on the customer side, you want to know what is my next step. You may not be ready to take the step, but you want to know what the next step is.
A confused mind is a stagnant mind.
Yeah. So clarity and then care. So even if you have the right cadence and the clarity, if they don't feel like you care about them, they probably aren't going to work with you. So you can be an absolute, you can be clear, good cadence. You can be a very clear, but then you're a complete, and you don't.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to get care, you got to show empathy, you got to show understanding.
Yeah.
And then finally consistency, which is really just doing the other 3 every time.
Right.
If you can't. If you're doing the other 3, but it's like, sometimes you're showing care, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you have a good cadence, sometimes you don't. Well, that consistency, even if you get it right, 80% of the time, that 20% is going to ruin it. So it's the consistency as well that holds it all together.
That's good. Okay, so it's cadence, clarity, there's care, and the consistency.
That's
good.
The 4 C's. The 4 C's of professionalism.
That's good. I'm gonna have to go write that down. That's really good. And I'm an acronym guy just because I've always just been like making like FORM, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. It's just like easy for me to remember stuff. I have this thing when I talk about what it's like the lifespan of like a new hire. We use this acronym called PALS. And when I want to think about it, it's like your pals, like you're getting pals together, right? Yeah. ultimately, they come in the roofing industry most of the time because they have a pain of some sort. You don't get in the roofing industry because your life's freaking perfect. Like, it's just not going to happen. There's some people out there maybe, but like the vast majority of people that are in roofing is like, I had a pain that I was trying to solve, right? To go knock doors or whatever.
Right. You got to be motivated.
Yeah. And then, so you have PALs, and then you have so the pain's the first one, then the activity. So I'm going to show you an activity that's going to help you get out of that pain.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk about what lessons you learned during that activity and going through the process, what you learned.
Yep.
And then ultimately that becomes your story, right? That you can share with others to help them get through the same pains or struggles.
Yeah.
So as they start out with this pain, then we're going to show them how to get through it, and then ultimately what lessons did you learn to create the story to bring more pals into the organization. And that's what we try to do is create stories, because if you're not creating stories inside of your organization, then you're not helping enough people do what they need to do to help you get to where you want to go.
Right. Creating those stories. I love that.
Yeah.
Bringing in more pals.
Yeah. The stories is what matters.
These things stick in your head. Acronyms are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too dumb to remember long things. It might be the alcohol. Who knows? You know, it could be a vast majority of things of why I don't remember. I was a DJ for 20 years, and so I had some nights. So
I should rework the 4 C's. We came up with that. Ian and I came up.
I don't hate. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
It's easier to remember if it's different letters, though.
Yeah.
So it actually was SCCC.
Yeah.
Was speed, and then it was like you don't always need speed. Sometimes it's about timeliness, so we changed it to cadence. But it is easier to remember if it's like pals, because then like it's easier to remember where each thing calls.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as leaders, so when I see these companies, so there's two main factors that I have seen with successful companies that I've been around. And roofing companies for sure, but I think companies in general. And these are crazy when I say this. Number one, if they're growing, it's a growing company, usually the leader's growing too. They're reading books, they're staying on top of it, they're making sure that they're just as sharp today as they were the day they started the company. They have to grow with the company, because if the company outgrows the leader, then ultimately the company will run over the leader and it'll fall apart, right? So you got to be a leader, somebody that people want to follow, or you need to put enough layers in the onion where you have smarter people in between you and I, which is what I do. I put really smart people between me and everybody else, and then that way I don't have to worry about it. And then you got to have a good cop, bad cop, right? No matter what, there's always got to be a good cop, bad cop. Blake and I, we always do that. Blake's bad cop, I'm the good cop. Sometimes I'm the bad cop, he's the good cop. But that is one thing that has resonated with me above all else, that I would go into businesses and I look at them, and there's always a good cop, bad cop. It's either the owner's the bad cop and the manager's the good cop, or vice versa. And it's like the one that's a bad cop's going to like hold them down, keep them accountable, do the thing. And then the one that's the good cop goes, yeah, but the reason he needs us to do that is because we are blah, 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 blah. And so I've never heard anybody talk about that before. The good cop, bad cop, I've heard, obviously parents and whatever else, but I'm really kind of getting in on that. Like, I really think it's a thing.
Kind of got to have that dynamic. Yeah. I can't wait. I've been like usually the bad cop, but then like we actually ran this show and we made James a bad cop, and that was a mistake. He's like, you're struggling with that.
He's so nice.
Yeah, he's struggling.
He's a blue. Well, I don't want to talk about colors, but he's obviously the happy-go-lucky one.
More so. Yeah. He doesn't want to.
So let me go back. When I say bad cop, I don't want people to think like a bad person. It's somebody that's going to hold us to our standards and our non-negotiables. Because without non-negotiables, a company is only its name. It's not the culture. Reggie Bright is so big on the non-negotiables, and I am too. I mean, it's just like, if you don't have a series of non-negotiables, then you don't have anything, right? And so who's going to hold everybody to those standards, and then who's going to love on them whenever they get yelled at for not holding up to the standard, right? That type of situation. So
yeah.
All right, what's the big plans? What's the next thing? What's the last thing for ProLine? What's the one thing? Like
the big thing?
Big vision.
The big thing coming up.
Besides center closer, which is going to change your life forever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is.
So congratulations on that already.
Yes, very. We're very excited.
Yeah, I have too.
For us, I mean, I think we have a pretty clear vision ahead of us of what we're building out on the AI side, and some of the next things that are dropping soon is we're going to be dropping more AI into the configuration parts of ProLine. So we're working on the ability to talk to an AI about your quotes. So if you want to customize your quotes, And we're starting is not the quoting itself, but on the creation of templates. Because you should always quote. There's some things that people are getting really wrong with AI, which is like, one of the things is like, oh, I want an AI to write my quotes. It's like, no, you don't.
No.
You do not want an AI to write your quotes. That is an awful idea.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not what AI is good for.
Right.
So like, is there maybe at some point going to be an AI and you can just say, hey, like, generate me a quote for this job? Sure. It's just like, is that or click 2 buttons. It's like, it's a marginal nice thing. But the value is in like having AI that really does know quoting inside and out, that could guide you through the process and building your template that becomes the standard by which you quote every job in the future.
The inputs are only as good as the outputs are only as good as the inputs in AI, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you have to have good input, and one of the things that AI can be really good at is like guiding you to a good input. Like, and that's actually it's interesting. Like that's what that AI is. Like that's what we're kind of trying to set up, is like an AI that can talk to you, gather information. You can give it your price list, and it can tell you what it needs, and then you put the information in, and it can help you refine that to a template that then can be used to quote jobs.
Yeah.
And then it's
So I built a bot.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You heard about that.
I've been doing it. I've been getting it going. I built a bot.
How's that going?
So I have one.
It's your process, right? Has all your...
Yeah, so I put it all together, and you start learning things like you have to put a prompt in of like, hey, dude, don't say anything outside of the box. Like, if you don't know it, you know what I mean? Like,
everything has to be explicit.
You have to be mean to it. Like, if you're like, hey, please don't ever say this again, then it'll like go off and start saying this again. It's like, dude, don't ever say this again. I'm going to unplug you forever. And then it'd be like, then it won't ever do it again. Why does it make you be mean to it? But yeah, through the setter closer model, a lot of the basic questions that I normally spend, I don't know, but like a lot of the basic questions that I spend a lot of time on, or the conversations that I have that don't get, all the things, I'm building a bot where people can just go there and ask it. And then if they have questions after that, they can always reach out to me. But a lot of the basic stuff of like, how do we do the automations? What are we going to do with this? How do we do that? And how do we compensate this person? How many leads should we expect per week? All those things. But I'm noticing now that the inputs are so vital to get the correct output. Yeah. I thought I could just put my PDF in there and it was going to be a master prompt and we were going to like solve the world, man. There it is, all the answers. And then I go, you know what? My PDF didn't have all the answers in it. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't. It like, everything that I know about the setter closer models up here, and I have to regurgitate all 10,000 things that are going off this one hole in front of my mouth. Yeah. And it's really tough. And so I just work with it like 2 hours a day, just trying to put all the stuff in it. I'm just breaking it down. My assistant goes in and asks 15 questions a day, and then we look and review that, and whatever questions are wrong, which at first was like all 15 were wrong, and now we're getting down like 2 or 3 are wrong, so it's like we're kind of getting there. So
that's good. So you have like a criteria that you're following.
So she goes into AI and asks, so it's like these same series of questions that we ask, and then she'll go into AI and ask them to ask those questions different ways. Then she'll copy and paste those over into the bot and ask the bot. Because I want to ask 7 different ways. That's the same question, technically, right? But just asked differently.
And see what it comes up with. Yeah, that makes sense. That's exciting.
It is. It's really cool. It's a work in progress for sure.
Work in progress, yeah.
And I'll get it done, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh yeah, you could have just done this, and I'm like, damn. So
I think you're doing it the right way. It just takes time. It takes time to refine the prompt and refine the context. But it's really cool to have it. It is really cool to have that knowledge. It scales you.
Yeah.
It scales you. Is that just something that your current clients have access to, or will
one does?
One does.
Yeah, and it's a client that I've known for a long time, and we're helping them scale this year. And I said, here's this tool. I need you to go break it, right? And whatever information you get off this, if you question it, make sure you let me know. All the things. Eventually we'll get there where you can take it literal. But for right now, it's like sometimes it goes a little bit off kilter. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're doing it with that one client right now. We're working with it through them, and they're a brand new as far as setter closer client. They've been a door-to-door client for a long time, but they're a brand new setter closer. They finally made the decision. They had enough reps leave that they were like, we're sick of these reps leaving, And I'm like, cool.
Because they're having their reps knock doors and do.
Yeah, they were having to do the whole thing. So in the setter closer model, all the reps do is climb and close. They don't do anything else.
Yeah.
So
And you get a different type of person that wants to do the canvassing. Right?
Yeah. Well, the canvassing is just a carrot, is all it is. Like when we hire people, we're just putting them through a process to eventually, potentially, they might be able to be the guy that wears the Letterman jacket and be a senior rep.
Yeah.
Right. That type of situation.
Yeah.
So.
It's in the software world. And I guess other types of roles too. But there's always been the SDR AE model, so it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
But applied to roofing.
Yeah.
And so it's just like you have your new reps be the front lines doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Knocking the doors. Doing the cold calling they do that, and then they earn their way up to being the closer.
100%. Yeah, got to have that happen, because if not, they don't appreciate the leads. They don't, you know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of things that happen. And plus, if you have your cradle to grave reps, which is the way everybody's always done it in the past, is cradle to grave, which means they start from the door knock and close it out all the way through. Like if you're cradle to graving, like it's just not going to be feasible in this year. Like it's just not. 2026 is not going to be the year of cradle to graving. So, at the end of the day, it's like if you want to grow with the industry, you're going to do the setter closer model, or you're going to find some other way to run your business. But the cradle to grave is out because the insurance is taking too long to even give us ACV checks, much less depreciation checks or anything else. Yeah. So you're going to stack and starve stuff with people, and you're going to promise people a whole lot of stuff, and you're just going to be a liar because you didn't tell the truth. So that's where the setter closer comes in, is to protect you from that. We're going to put a tried and true system in your back pocket, so that way you can run and tell people the truth and go help people, and not just put them in a situation that's going to make it tough on their family.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense. I like it.
Sweet.
Well, cool. You want to wrap
Thanks,
this up?
man. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
Always good.
Thank you so much, man.
Always fun.
Really enjoyed it.